everyone, my name is Jackie and today I have another TBRchery video. So if you've seen last month's video, it was a bit of a mess. I never posted a video for March and I was in a reading slump in March. So I decided to just take over all the books from March and put it on the TBR for April, in addition to playing another round of TBRchery for April without any punishment points. But I only came out of my reading slump around the middle of April, so there was no way at all to manage this. I finished 2 of the books on this list and I started a third. So of the 14 books I had to read, I only got 3 off my list, making it 11 books I didn't read. And I didn't want to carry them over into the next month once again. So I decided instead of 3 points per book I haven't read, I would only get 1 additional punishment point that I had to reach, because otherwise it would be impossible. I really hope that during May and June I will get back on track. If not, I will give myself a birthday present, because my birthday is in July, and clean the board for the July TBRchery game, because otherwise I don't know what to do, and I'm playing this way ahead because it's just such a mess at the moment. So yeah, so that means I have to read 41 points for this month, and I'm going to pick out my TBR and talk about it. Alright, so the goal for today is 41. Let's see how this goes. Doesn't look too bad. 7 points, and the prompt is a recommendation. And for the first arrow I got 7 points and the prompt a recommendation. So that can mean practically anything. I decided to pick Clap When You Land by Elizabeth Acevedo because a lot of booktubers have recommended this book, especially Emma Books. I remember talking about it a lot and she's one of my favorite booktubers. And I've read one of Elizabeth Acevedo's other books and I really enjoyed it, so I can't wait to pick this one up. It's about 2 sisters, one living in the Dominican Republic and the other in New York City, and they don't know about each other because the father just kept flying back and forth between the 2 families and neither of them knew about the other until the father dies in a plane crash and the 2 sisters learn about each other. And this book is told in verse, which is really interesting. I like reading books in verse, partly because it's really quick to get through them. The book I read by her was With the Fire on High, which is I think her only book that's not written in verse. But I absolutely adored it, so I can't wait to pick this one up. Alright, started with 7 points, that's okay. Let's see what we get now. Not that great. 6 points, and the prompt is a new release. And I ordered a couple of books, so there's definitely going to be one. So the second arrow gave me 6 points and the prompt of a new release, and for that I picked Kate in Waiting by Becky Albertalli. Becky Albertalli is one of my favorite authors ever since Simon vs. the Homo Sapiens Agenda. Yeah, so I'm really excited for this one. I actually don't know much about it, so I'm just going to have a quick look on the back. It's about best friends Kate and Anderson who are not codependent, but they're carpooling to and from theater rehearsals, consulting each other on every single life decision, pining for the same guy from afar. But their latest long distance crush shows up at their school, and then both of them really like him, so that makes for some problems. But yeah, love her other books, so I'm really excited to get into this one. Okay, we have 13 points. Let's see. That looks great. 9 points. And the prompt is a high fantasy. I think I know what to read for this. And my next shoot gave me 9 points and the prompt of high fantasy. And for that I'm reading How the King of Elfheim Learned to Hate Stories by Holly Black. This is part of the Cruel Prince series, but I don't really know much about it. I think it's set after the trilogy. No, okay, I see. It includes details of life before the Cruel Prince and adventure beyond the Queen of Nothing, and pivotal moments from the Folk of the Air trilogy told from Carden's perspective. So yeah, I really enjoyed the Cruel Prince trilogy and I'm really in the mood to reread them. So if I have time, I will try to read the trilogy before diving into this one. This is the Fairy Loot edition and it's really shiny and beautiful. And yeah, I can't wait to get into it. Alright, we're at 22 points and the 4th arrow. That looks not so great. We have 4 points, making it 26. And the prompt is R for A to C. So the next arrow gave me 4 points and the prompt R for A to C. So for that we get this mug here, which has the whole alphabet in here, and we'll see which letter the author name has to start with. Let's see, what do we have? A U. I'm not entirely sure if I even have a book whose author starts with a U. Let me see. Okay, I don't have one where the last name starts with a U, so let's see if I find something with the first name. Not too great. I can pick between 2 books, one of which I've already read, but years ago, and I don't do rereads. And the other one is the Earthsea trilogy, which was on last month's TBR, so I'm not allowed to put it on this month's, which is not too great. I mean, I could pick another one from the series to put on here. No, I'm just going to pick a new letter. I'm sorry, but U is such a weird letter. F. Let's see. Maybe I have something with an F. Yes, I have some with F. And I have one on here that's just working perfectly for this month. Okay, so I'm going to read Dragons of Wales. So Wales by, what's her name? By Andy Fraser. I bought this book over her Etsy shop and it's basically a nature guide but for dragons, and they're just so beautiful illustrations in here, and it's really short, and there are 2 books for South Wales and for North Wales, and I have them both and I really want to read them both, so I'm going to start with this one. So we were at 26 points and 4 books, so on to the 5th. Not too great either. That's 5 points, but it's once again exactly in the middle of 2 prompts. Let's see what we have. pretty sure I can combine those two, so that won't be a problem. Alright, and the next arrow gave me 5 points and a double prompt of backlist and fantasy. Luckily, those two are easily combined. And I'm going to read The Color of Magic by TBRchery. This is a bind-up of 4 stories featuring Wind in German. The first story in here is The Color of Magic. And yeah, I want to slowly make my way through all of TBRchery's books, which is quite adventure, quite some work, but yeah, I'm going to start with this one. Alright, we're at 31 points. Let's see. Should be able to manage that with 2 arrows. Yay! Not the best, but not the worst. Points and a retelling. The next arrow gave me 6 points and the prompt of a retelling, for which I picked A Woe So Bold and Deadly by TBRchery. This is the third and final book in the Cursebreaker trilogy. The first one followed Harper, who gets abducted from our world and brought into this fantasy world to break the curse placed on Ren, the prince. It's a Beauty and the Beast retelling. Yeah, the second one we followed some other characters, and I think for the last one we have chapters from all points of views, and I'm really excited for that one. Okay, I'm at 37 points. I need 4 more, so hopefully this will work. That should be enough. That's another 6 points, making it 43. Alright, and the prompt is book over 500 pages. That was the last thing I wanted this month. Okay. And the last arrow gave me another 6 points, and the prompt I definitely didn't want this month, which is a book over 500 pages. And yeah, so I had a look what books over 500 pages I have, and most of them are far above 500 pages. So the one I picked is very large, but once you start to read, you normally read it really quickly, so that's good. So I picked Queen of Air and Darkness by Cassandra Clare. This is the last book in the Dark Artifices series, which I haven't yet finished. But I enjoyed the first 2 books. I absolutely loved the family dynamics in there, so yeah. But this book is way over 500 pages. It has 850 pages, but Cassandra Clare's books are normally very easy to read, so that shouldn't be too much of a problem. And yeah, in the first book we follow so in this trilogy we follow Julian and Emma, who are parabatai, and in the first book there are some murders in Los Angeles where they live, and they try to solve those. And yeah, and Julian has a very big family, a lot of siblings, and they're just amazing and the cutest. So this is my TBR for this month, which looks a bit intimidating considering we already have the 10th one of Linda.